It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Looking at Boston, coming into this matchup with no shortage of confidence, they won all 4 games against this team last season. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, I don't know, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while.
But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning this season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of...
Welcome everyone to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. It's getting noisy here in Boston. We're at the home of the Celtics. And, of course, Joel Embiid. He is still out of the lineup.
Yeah, that is really tough, Kevin. You never like to hear the sound of that. They're going to miss him, and by all indications, they're going to miss him for a long time. That was the exact opposite of the news they wanted to hear.
And it does, you're right, sound like a long road ahead for him to get back on the court. But listen, he's a pro. You know he'll do everything in his power to get back as quickly as possible.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Thompson, Okafor out there with Robert Covington, and it's Holmes in at the power forward position. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season after all their transactions, Clark, and shifting around. They settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense, as it fits and starts, but defensively, they found some traction.
Now, here's Thomas. After Jared Sullinger's miss, has to Clutch. Kicks it to Crowder. So the wing on the left. Clutch the pass to Crowder. Off on the layup.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Covington dishes to Thompson. And he banks in the layup. Thompson's got his first basket.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Inside, got a piece of it. Outside for Thomas. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Clutch the pass to Thomas. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets it to go.
I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
And here are the 76ers now. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I briefly spoke with Brett Brown. Minimizing steals is one of his big focal points in this game. He said that taking care of the ball and not giving away possessions is something that is paramount to his team's chances for success in this basketball.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
And I would say it would be the #2 and #3 challenges as well, guys.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw tonight. The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
Here's Clutch. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. Clutch has got his first basket of the night.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played.
You know, one of the big things for the Celtics after the All-Star break was they played smart. I mean, they went in the middle of the pack in terms of turnovers to a team that rarely made mistakes.
Now here's Thomas. He feeds it to Sullinger. Down low. And they're moving it up. Can't get it to go. So the Celtics will take it the other way.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year, after the All-Star break, they were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
Now here's Sullinger. The Celtics working the ball around now. Crowder, the pass to Clutch. The feed to Covington. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. He's guarded by Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Okafor. The jump hook, and that one's good. Celtics trail by 5. Outside Thomas. It's Olynyk atop the key. Back to Thomas. He kicks to Olynyk. Out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Crowder. And the shot falls short this time. The 76ers leading by 5. Thompson outside. He's guarded by Thomas. Picked by Okafor. And Boston with the rebound. And they're starting off the season playing the 76ers here.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and you can see right there why he does.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Philadelphia with the ball after the basket by Boston. He's guarded by Thomas. Passes it to Holmes. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. He has 5. Celtics trail by 5. There's Clutch. Sullinger the screen. Crowder kicks to Olynyk. To the left wing. Outside Thomas. For the 3. No good. And Philadelphia the other way now. To the middle. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, you know, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Celtics trail by 7. He dishes it to Sullinger. Pass to Olynyk. Feeds it to Crowder. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
And Philadelphia has possession. This is to Thompson. Holmes. Sullinger defending.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risks to see if they can cut that lead down.
Outside Thomas. They set the pick. Pass to Clutch. Now the dish to Sullinger. Over to the left wing. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. The 76ers leading by 7. Okafor up top. Kicks it to Covington. He feeds it to Okafor. And the pass to Thompson. Back to Okafor. 5 to shoot. Over to the left wing. Releases. Shot is no good. Good D by Thomas.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. Come on.
This is it to Clutch. That one falls coming off of Thomas's feet. 6 points for Clutch. The 76ers have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Here's Okafor. And Boston with the rebound. Olynyk's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Crowder kicks to Olynyk. Nice ball movement by Boston. Sullinger dishes to Olynyk. Hits it from 3-point range. Now just a 2-point Philadelphia lead.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
The feed to Okafor. Down low. Sullinger defending. A shot fake there got the D out of position. He's got 9.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Now here's Thompson. Out to the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. Rebound Boston. Here's Clutch. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And, not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big 3 out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
Celtics making a switch here. Turner's checked in. Now, here's Thompson. Baseline jumper. Sullinger with the rebound.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those when he misses when he's got that much room.
Clutch the pass to Sullinger. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And he can't get the first one.
When you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion.
He hits the second from the line. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and we're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. able there to get the go-ahead. Bucket.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And it's blocked.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out the full year just to rehab injuries. Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Turner looking for his first basket still in this one. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
Here's Clutch. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And the rejection by Noel. Thompson outside. Sullinger against Okafor. And it's blocked. Another shot. Good D by Sullinger. Celtics trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Here's Crowder. The offensive rebound. Pass to Clutch. Nice ball movement by Boston. Down low, here's Sullinger, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Pass to Covington. From outside the arc. Here's Okafor. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Okafor's got 6.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
And the pass to Clutch. Stolen by Thompson. It's Noel atop the key. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's Covington from the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Olynyk got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Clutch. Puts up a 3. No good on the buzzer beater. At the end.